Welcome, students of Form 1, and we are still talking about dimensions of self, abo, and we're talking about chapter 3, understanding myself, actually. Yeah, and we're talking about the learning outcomes. Learning outcomes. In this section, you will learn to discuss situations, discutie, that may lead to causa stress. Yes, and one of the moments that you will experiencia stress está durante un toets o delante de un toets. Yes, when you are stacking up your paperwork and your work and you're experiencing stress. Yes, and you're all having all kinds of anxiety. Y pensamento nan tocante is the key. Yeah, but this is like in most cases, of course, a healthy way of stress. Why is it healthy? And what happens when you have stress in your body, and how does that look like? We're going to talk about this. Yeah. So stress causes our body to produce certain hormones, so as cortisol and adrenaline. These are like natural drugs. Yeah. So chemically, cortisol is like a drug in the body. Also, adrenaline comes from the body, from the brain. There are some organs, also all kinds of things are going on into the body, in your brain, dingbo mente, dingbo kurupa. Yeah. And these hormones are spread by blood veins through your body. Yeah. And it creates a feeling of stress. Yes. Why does it create stress? Because it helps us to deal or to cope. Do you remember that word? To cope with pressures or with threats. Threats are minasanam. So a long way back, we're hunter-gatherers. We were on the plains in Europe, in Asia, and in Africa. And when there was something chasing us, like a big animal, we needed that extra energy that adrenaline and cortisol gave us to have more energy, to run faster, to respond faster. And nowadays, it still helps us to deal with pressure, presión, durante tempo di presión, of durante il tempo di menasana. It helps us to cope with this. Yes, natural hormones, and actually they're chemical. Yes, chemical compounds that your body, certain organs, make coming from the brain, and it spreads all into your body. But if we feel constantly under stress, yeah, no se senti stressed, no se senti about distress, under stress, like this guy does, person here, then the levels of the hormones remain high. Normalmente, the hormones, they go up, and after a short while, an hour or so, or 2 hours, or when you've done the test, they will go down again. Yeah. But when the hormones remain high, yes, then we get the symptoms of stress. The symptoms, significa que nos sinti, what we feel, what can be seen also. Some people see it when you have stress. So we have the symptoms of stress. Things you can see, things you experience in your body, those are the symptoms. Kos nam bota mira, kos nam bota sinti, isikita is symptoms of stress. Yes, and this is not healthy. It becomes then something that we cannot cope with, and it becomes higher than we can deal with, actually. Yes, and this is the feeling of being constantly under stress, continuamente or constantemente. Yeah. So the level of stress, the level of cortisol, the level of adrenaline doesn't go down when it should, actually, and we stay under the influence of stress. But knowing how stress affects you, like you see here, yeah, will help you decide on the best strategy, strategia, trata, handle, for you to adopt in coping with it. So we have to cope with it, we have to handle it, we have to trata is a key, yeah? And a strategy would be helpful. But first we have to know con stress te afectanos. Yeah? Y next step ta, ayuda nos mes pa escoger pa una estrategia die handle is the key. Yes, and so in coping with it, first have to know how does it affect me? What are the symptoms? Yeah, for instance, your thoughts can be that you cannot concentrate or that your thoughts are racing, like the person here is having. Yeah, you see here, you see question marks, all kinds of questions are going into her mind, all kinds of thoughts. Yeah, uh, the thoughts are going everywhere. That's like the racing part. So thoughts are racing, going to each direction. Yes, cannot concentrate. The thoughts are going to this question. Yes, and the thoughts are about this warning and this anxiety. So not be able to concentrate, and your thoughts are racing, going everywhere. That can be dingbo mente, dingbo pensamento. Second, por comportación. Yeah, you lose your temper more easily, like this lady does. Yeah, is this lady looking angry to you? Yeah, like she does, easily and frequently. Must be enough. And lastly, if your body is stressed, you may experience headaches, like this person is. Headache. Kikita mal di cabeza. Yes, this person here is also experiencing clearly a headache. Yeah. And if you know what's going on, yeah, if you know what is exactly the symptom of the stress, you will find a strategy to do something about it and to fight the symptom. You haven't fought against the stress yet, but you can do something about the symptoms of the stress to your body, your mind, mente, of boa comportación, your behavior. And it helps you in coping with this action. Yes? Well, I hope you found this helpful. If you have questions, ask them below or during class. I will put this video also in my Quizalize. And this video corresponds with page 13 of your textbook of Social Studies CCSLC. Yes, goodbye.